Hey lovelies, today I'm going to do stew peas. So I've already went ahead and measured out my peas and washed it. So in the pot here I've got 490 grams of red kidney beans or peas, however you call it. I've got 4 cloves or pegs of garlic, 8 pimento seeds. I've got a litre of water to start with, salt and pepper. So I'm going to add to the pot 3 teaspoons of salt and 3 teaspoons of ground black pepper, along with everything else. So if I just put those in, go ahead and pour in the water. You will need more water, by the way. That's just to start off, to show you guys and give you a basic idea of what it is that I'm doing. So you don't need heaped teaspoons, just level it. And obviously if you can't tolerate pepper, you put less than that in there. Right, so that's that. And then I'm going to add in the salt. My salt isn't free flowing because I managed to get water in there. My bad. But you get my gist. So I'm just going to add 3 teaspoons into the pot. There we go. So 3 teaspoons of salt, 3 teaspoons of ground black pepper, 8 pimento seeds, 4 cloves or pegs of garlic, and red kidney peas, 490 grams. And then I put 1 litre of water to begin with, and I'm going to put it on to cook the peas partially. Obviously you keep topping it up. It's like cooking rice and peas, literally. So when you see the water's running low, you just top it up. And then I'll show you at the point where you need to check the peas to make sure that it's not fully cooked, because once you add your meat of your choice, it's going to need to cook some more along with the meat. So I'll show you when to check and stop literally cooking the peas. See you guys soon. Okay lovely, so I'm back. I've turned off my pot with my peas, moved it to another burner to just rest until I've finished everything else. So if you can see there, the peas, I've cooked them to where I want them to be. And so I'm just going to leave it to rest now. Then I'm going to get on with my meat, and then that's that. So as you can see, it's not fully cooked yet. It's just a little bit firm, but at the same time it's cooked enough. So once you add your meat, whatever meat it is, and then you continue to cook until everything is finished, the peas won't be mushed out and they won't be too hard, because the last thing you want is hard peas whilst you're trying to eat your stew peas. It's not the one. But yeah, there you have it. So I'm gonna show you guys now how I season my meat for stew peas. Obviously if you want to know how I cut up my seasoning and stuff, then there's a video that I show in detail how I prep my seasoning for meat, so you can check that out. And then I'm gonna move on now to show you. I've washed my meat already. You know, you just use a bit of either lime, lemon juice, or a bit of vinegar. Wash the meat thoroughly, just make sure that it's not, you know, it's not got that raw taste to it and it doesn't smell horrible. That's it really. And yeah, you just season it up. So I will show you that and we'll keep going. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've got my meat here, I've got my seasonings, there we go. So I'm just literally gonna put in my onions, garlic, tomato and Scotch bonnet pepper into the meat, and then I'll add my powdered seasonings. I'll show you exactly how many spoons I use for what. So yeah, everything will be linked below. So I'll put the amount of meat that I've got there, everything like that, and then I'll obviously update everything. Like I said before, if you want to know how I prepared my seasoning, there's a detailed video. You can check that out and then you can see how to do it. Okay guys, so like I said, I've just gone off camera and I've added in the seasonings as they were on the cutting board. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my powdered seasonings. So as you guys know, I put black pepper already in the peas. So I'm just literally just going to do a little bit over just so that it's got a bit of flavour in the meat, but I don't want too much in there. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of all-purpose. Not a heap teaspoon, just a leveled one. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of jerk seasoning. Yes, I use jerk seasoning for those of you who want to slaughter me. It's a seasoning. You don't have to specifically just use it for jerk, by the way. I'm going to do paprika. I'm just going to spread some in there. Just going to spread the paprika around. Not too much because it has a strong flavour, and not only that, packs in a bit of heat too. So that's enough because I just barely coated the meat with it there. I'm going to put browning in there. Put the equivalent of say about 2 teaspoons in. And then last but not least, I'm going to use a little bit of Pickapeppa sauce. The equivalent of about 1 teaspoon. Okay. And then salt. I'm literally just going to put a little in there because there's obviously salt already in the peas, so we don't need too much. And that's that. Just going to mix that up. Let it marinate for about half an hour to 45 minutes. And then I'm going to add the meat to 3 tablespoons of hot oil in the pan. And then I'll cook that up for a bit. When the meat is nearly cooked, I'll add that to the peas. And then I'll add in the seasoning that I've had marinating with the meat in with that. See you then. Right guys, so my meat is now marinated. As you can see, I'm using beef, diced beef. You can get it in any of your local supermarkets, literally. You can get it in most of your probably Turkish off license, the ones with the butchers in there, obviously. You can also get it at your local butchers, wherever. I'm sure you can find diced beef practically anywhere you look. My one this time I got from Tesco's. I usually go to the butchers to get it, but there's no problem getting it from the supermarket. It's absolutely okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate the meat from the actual seasonings, the onions and stuff. Pop them in my oil. As you can see, I've had it on the heat, like I said, 3 tablespoons of oil. They're heating up, so when I put my meat in, it's cooking and it's not just there in the cold oil. So I'm going to transfer all of the meat over, start cooking, and then I'll show you. As you can see, now all my meat is in the pan on a high heat. Yes, I am using a wok. However, you don't have to. There's no specific reason aside from the fact that I just love that it has lots of room and it's non-stick, so I can just move about and do what I gotta do. So I'm just gonna put this to the side, and then let me get my spoon and just mix my meat. And I'm just gonna cook this literally until it's cooked out and it's starting to get soft and it's lost the chewiness to it. Then once that's happened, I'm gonna add it over into the peas, which we've got here. That's just, I've taken off the heat and I've just left it there now. So just, right. And yeah, so I'm gonna add this and then I'll add in the seasoning, put in my sauces, and then we're good to go. But for now, I'm just gonna put on a lid on this beef, let it cook down, and then I'll see you on the other side. So guys, this is how it should look whilst you're cooking if it's simmering. So yeah, that's it. Have it on a high heat though so it can cook. But one tip I will give you, don't cover the pot completely, because with beef, when you cover it completely and leave it on a high heat, it will foam up and flow over into your stove. So please do not do that. And when you're cooking, to get the maximum flavour that you want, you don't want to throw in like a whole pot load of water and overdo it and kill the flavour. You just want to gradually top up the water on your meat and then let it simmer down and do its thing and cook with its flavours and do whatever. Because if you add too much water in it, you're just going to water it all down and then it's just going to taste like crap. So what you want to do is just top up gradually and then you go from there. Yeah. Right, lovely. So as you know, got my seasoning there. That's from the meat. Over there I've got a bit of thyme and a bit of scallion, or some places you might call it spring onion. All I've done was I've just washed them and I've cut the ends of the thyme, as you can see. So I'm literally going to show you the meat. Meat is here bubbling away, nice. I've had it on for 20 minutes now. I'm going to leave it for another 10 minutes, so 30 minutes cooking in total, and that should have it partially cooked to satisfaction, so that when I add it to the peas, the total time for the peas to finish cooking and the meat, perfectly done. So I'm going to add the thyme and the scallion or spring onion to the peas. I'm going to then turn the heat back on underneath the peas on a low fire until I'm ready to add the meat and the seasonings in this bowl from the meat to the peas, and then finish up the cooking process. Alright guys, so I'm now going to add my meat into my peas and then add my seasoning as well from the bowl, and then show you guys what to do next. In just putting in the Spinnas and all the rest of that bit. So guys, as you can see now, I've added the seasoning from the bowl and the meat that I've been cooking for 30 minutes now to the pot with the peas, and I'm just gonna mix everything in. And then once I've mixed it all in, I'm gonna leave it to properly cook down. What you're looking for is for the seasoning that you've added from the meatball to literally disappear. You want that to just melt into the sauce, and then once that's that, you can add your Spinnas, you can add your sauces to it to complete the dish. Just let it simmer for a bit and then you're good. So that's that. I'm just going to leave this now to cook down for a bit, go sort out my Spinnas and then come back. Right, lovely, so here we are. As you can see, everything is starting to cook down nicely. Meat is really nice and soft now. It's not chewy, it's not tough or any of the above. The peas are cooked lovely. Everything is just simmering down nicely. So I'm gonna add my sauce. Nothing posh, and I know I'm literally about to get slaughtered before I even do it, and just to be honest, I really don't care. Everybody does things differently, everybody cook different. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of HP sauce, and I might add 2 of the spoons that I'm using to cook. I believe it's a serving spoon, yep. So 2 serving spoons of ketchup to my meat, well, to my stew peas, and then I'm going to do my Spinnas, add them in, and then I'll be back to show you how it all looks. Okay, so I've added my Spinnas in. As you can see, there's one there sitting on the top. There you go, mixed it up, and literally as soon as I've added it, you can see the sauce is thickening up and everything is looking nice and glossy. So I'm just going to leave this to cook down for another, say, 5 to 10 minutes, and then it's done. But I will be doing a detailed tutorial on how I actually form the Spinnas dumpling, don't you worry. It's just that this one got a bit long-winded and extra, so I have to cut it off at some point, because obviously what you guys get is the edited cut down version. You don't get the full jarring long video where I'm standing here for hours upon hours recording, getting the best footage and bringing it to you. So for that reason, I'm going to show you how to do the spinners in another video. I'm just really tired now and wanting to be off my feet and out the kitchen. But yeah, as you can see, this is the finished result. So I'll show you guys when it's all done simmering and it's plated up what it looks like. And there you have the end result. Nice thick gravy, everything all cooked down, looking all fancy and nice. And the syrup, a really cool white rice. Usually I would put a bit of steamed veg on the side, but I couldn't bother today. So there you have it.